As black people, we are the gods and goddesses of creation, of life. And human beings are a completely different race. We have different skin color, hair, texture, all this. We've been lied to in school. Black people, and you can even look this up, it even says we have the soul, and the soul is God, by the way. The soul is a supreme being. So ultimately, the creator is both feminine and masculine, but they refer to it as God because Satanists hate women the most because they're the ones who like create a lot of things. But anywho, yeah, we've been lied to and we are the gods and goddesses, but when you look at the world, black people look like fucking retards. And it's true because when our minds are being demoralized and corrupted by this satanic program and all this violence and shit, we look like normal ass fucking people with no sense. It's not until you start purifying your mind and you become sinless and you get your morals back and you live by your principles, then you align yourself with the universe, and the universe can entrust you with an awakening, with spiritual development, with moral, no, with psychic abilities. And then this is where we start to get our powers back because we are the gods, and they show us in the movies all of our powers and stuff like that. And they put it in the movies to mock us because we've lost our power. So they mock us by putting it in our face and putting it as entertainment. And we don't even know that those are ours. And they got these movie ideas from us and our ancient history and art, because basically back in the past, that's where they got all these movie ideas from. They're just taking past events before the whole world was colonized and putting it in our faces in this entertainment format to revert our attention and to confuse us. But it sounds all crazy and fucking fantasy and just movies. Oh, you believe that shit is real? Ha ha ha! You're stupid. Yeah, watch what happens in a few decades, dumbass motherfuckers. Anywho, we are the gods and goddesses, but you need to act like one. We're not evil. If you act evil, you're not gonna have your third eye ain't gonna open. If you're evil, your life is gonna be ass. No one's gonna care. And the Anunnaki, there's information on the Anunnaki that they bioengineered humans. Humans would be your white people, and basically, yeah. Right, the bioengineered. They said that humans evolved from monkeys, but they didn't. That when you go on the internet, you look up this shit. They didn't evolve. This is the bioengineering process from ape to fucking human, and they use black people's DNA to give them our physiology, not physiology, but like structure in a sense. There's a reason why white people, their bodies are not designed to be in the sun. There's a reason why they get sunburnt, is because their physiology was not made for this planet, right? Unlike black people, like the darkest ones, because obviously over time we've all been genetically altered to some degree because of the food, the poison, air, and over time, like eating terrible foods alters our genetics. But like obviously out there in very hot areas where the skin is darker, they can take the sun without having any problems because our bodies are designed for the earth. We are originally here on the earth. And this is science, right? That's why they have to wear sunscreen. Well, sunscreen's unhealthy. They should be using organic oils. But that's why the sun's like that, because of their genetics. As black people, we do not have a mix of DNA with like or ape DNA or chimpanzee DNA or, fruit fly DNA. We don't have this DNA because we were not bioengineered. The only thing is that over time, because it's been a long time since this has happened, we have adopted some DNA of other species, but it's not like 97%. It's more like maybe 10 or 20% compared to the 97% of human beings, right? And then you also have, white people don't understand is that the Anunnaki bioengineered human beings to be slaves. So black people and white people were slaves at some point and are still slaves to the system, because they created y'all to do the labor, like to basically extract the resources from the planet centuries ago. So white people are slaves too. They're the original slaves of the Anunnaki. Black people claim to be slaves of other white people when really we've all been enslaved by these extraterrestrials. And there's evidence if you just go look for yourself. I'm gonna put some articles and stuff up here for you as a reference, but you can go do the research yourself and you'll find that really, like, over time you're gonna realize that this shit's true, because all the shit they've been told us in history is a lie. Nothing I'm saying is racist, it's just facts. It's just our lost history, right? So all these people be talking about racism and shit's like, bro, we've all been enslaved, my nigga. We've all been fucking enslaved. But it's true. And so our souls aren't even from here. Our souls are from a place called, well, to my knowledge, it's called the Celestial Lands. And it's a place where there's no physical life. And we can't return there unless our minds are pure, because our minds operate at a certain frequency. In the firmament, which is a dome, it's conscious. It also operates at a frequency. And if you're not virtuous, if you're not aligned with the universe, by the time you transition or pass away, leave your physical body, you cannot pass the dome and you'll reincarnate. And you don't, because reincarnation should be a choice. So the truth is, our souls incarnate into the black species. Our bodies are the fundamental body for all of creation, and our souls are the fundamental source for all other spirits and other co-creators. Because just because we're the creators, everyone has been given free will. We do not have control over the universe. Everything is fair, everything is nice, everything is good. No, like, we don't cause havoc. We don't wreak havoc on anyone. We're not violent. None of that shit. They have no reason to be fucking scared. It's ridiculous. But our souls reincarnate into these physical forms known as black people. But since we're corrupted upon birth, we never realize our true powers. And we were the first beings to ever exist, obviously. And we were the first ones to incarnate on this planet. None of these other species, a lot of them didn't even exist, because Satanists and these aliens, they have created thousands of hybrid species and bioengineered species, and they've been around the whole universe, other planets, and they've definitely come here because white people are artificial creation. They were bioengineered, but they also have a consciousness. They also deserve, fairness and treating and all that stuff, and they do have psychic abilities. They're still powerful. They have spirit and body. We have spirit, soul, and body. They have spirit and body. Every spirit, which is a mind, every mind has psychic abilities. So they do have power. They're just different. They're like kings and queens, but we're the gods and goddesses of the universe. I'm not saying all the things I'm saying you can look up. And then the story of Yakub, which is a goofy ass story. Yakub is not black, he's extraterrestrial because he got a fat ass head. That story is iffy. It's a line with the truth, but it's not the truth. But they were certainly bioengineered. Human beings were certainly bioengineered, and black people are not human beings. We are simply souls. We are the gods and goddesses. And yeah, I mean, the Anunnaki already. And then there's this people called Nos Confunden, and then there's also these other people. You'll start seeing people come out and saying that, oh, we're the prime creators and we all have souls, but it's a lot of people that know that black people have a soul, and it's in the definition, right? It literally says something that black Americans have. So I'm not making this shit up. Like, there's evidence right here in front of your face. Characteristic held by black folks. Characters, and it does say humans, but that's a false definition, because why would they mention humans, but they also specifically mention black people? It doesn't even make sense. And it makes, I mean, it makes perfect sense when you realize that they're talking about we're the ones that have it. And this is the ultimate truth. We are the gods and goddesses. We are the creators. It's just that we're so low vibrational, we can't tap into the higher truths. Well, we slowly are. We're gaining these truths back. Our powers are slowly coming back. And you're seeing the world panic. You're seeing Satanists panic. Well, they're panicking a little bit because they see us waking up. And you can tell what they did to Rashad Jamal. You got other people waking up. Andrew Tate, which is mixed. He's a demigod because he's mixed. He's waking up, spreading truth in the world, virtue. You got Shavi Zane. You got G. Wells. You got Yaki Awaken. You know, you got Solomonati. Like, bro, they know we're gods. They know we're goddesses. We just need to start acting like it. I mean, I can go into full depth on this another time, but I'm just making these quick videos just to get the word out there. But I can go on and on about this shit for a long, long time. It's like, have you ever wondered why the world is so evil and why they try so hard to corrupt our minds? It's because there's power in virtue. Our power only comes through virtue and sinlessness. We created everything. We created the universe. We created species. We created a lot of this shit. I mean, we created everything. But we don't know that because our minds have been fucking destroyed. We don't even remember who we are. But as we remember who we are, we remember that we created this with our own minds. And you see that they're trying to replicate it with technology. And they've already done some things, try to replicate our psychic abilities and psionics with technology. And then these Satanists, they called themselves gods in history books and then taught you that they're the gods. When in reality, mythologies and science fiction and fantasies and fairy tales, folk tales, theology, it's about us. It's about us. They're trying to tell us a story about us. But if your dumbass want to keep being evil, then you'll never wake up to it. Then they told you that there was a God outside of you to worship, so that way you take all the power away from you. So you don't rely on yourself. You think you're not doing anything. Mindset matters. It matters a lot. Your beliefs matter. Your principles matter. It influences how you live life. It influences how you think. It influences your emotions. It influences your realities that you create. It influences what you manifest. Shit real, y'all. And you might say, oh, bro, you're just pulling shit from the internet. Dude, if you know anything about Satanism, they scatter puzzle pieces of truth everywhere. And when you see consistencies, it's like, oh, shit, you know, it clicks. So, I mean, they're just telling you through mythology. That's how they tell you.
Did I say about white people that you feel I have to apologize for? And if you can tell me something that I'm valid.
No. I'm not saying you have to apologize. I'm just saying the system doesn't make you apologize. I'm not saying.
Okay, cool. But you said that I also said something about white people. So what I'm telling you to do is tell me what I said and I will correct my own wrong. But if you cannot tell me what I said that I was wrong, that's a false statement. So since you made that statement, I have to now ask you, what did you hear me say about white people that you feel was incorrect? Present it to me now as a man. Give me a chance to say, you know what, that was incorrect, or give me the chance to say, no, this is why I feel that way. And if I'm incorrect, I will gladly apologize. So please tell me, what did I say about white people?
Well,
incorrect.
Again, it's not saying that I'm saying you need to apologize. But for example, you said white people have more like what, chimpanzee DNA in them. I believe you said earlier.
Now can I pull out? Now can I pull out?
Now, I would say Google ghost.
No, wait.
Hominid DNA.
Go share my screen. Let me share my screen because I'm going to go to Jeanette. Now I'm finna pull up Jeanette. Wait a minute. Watch this.
Go ahead.
Caucasians share 98% of their DNA with chimpanzees. Here we go.
Okay, now do it for Africans.
Wait a minute. We don't have Neanderthal DNA. If you want to go there, I'll bust you right down. We can talk about how your people introduced the A and B antigens to our bloodstream. We can talk about how you share 98% of your DNA with a chimpanzee, 87% of your DNA with a canine, 14% with a fruit fly, 83% with listen, I will bust you down. I will bust you down genetically.
Google ghost hominid DNA. Seriously, Google right now.
What are we even arguing about?
We're a fruit fly? We're a fruit fly? Is that what we are?
So,
I mean, all creatures share like half of their DNA anyway.
No, that's a white people lie that y'all keep telling the world. All creatures do not share it. Let me ask you a question right now. Listen, we've grown. We're not arguing, we've grown, right? What's the first thing that you learn in science class? That a species cannot sexually reproduce with the organism outside its own species. This is a fact, right? Can we agree on that? We can agree on that. Okay, so since we can agree on that, now you have to explain to me, how did you develop the amino acids in the DNA and the proteins in your DNA of the species that you cannot sexually reproduce with? How? How did you become a Neanderthal hybrid? If you cannot sexually, right now, we go have sex with a monkey, you're not going to get that monkey pregnant. So we want to know, how did you, Ryan, as a Caucasian, inherit chimpanzee DNA when you cannot sexually reproduce?
Well, they were close enough. Neanderthals and primitive humans were close enough. Same way a white man and a black person can have a baby. It's like they're close.
That's not true.
They're close.
Let me stop you again. White and black people cannot naturally reproduce. Go ask any doctor. You can smile all you want. Let me send you to the hospital. Let me educate you. Go to the hospital right now with any interracial couple, and they're going to tell you that they have to get a RhoGAM shot. And what the RhoGAM shot does is it tells the mother's immune system not to terminate the fetus, because the immune system identifies the fetus as a foreign species, because these are two separate species of people trying to sexually reproduce. This is a fact. It's called hemolytic disease and red blood.
There are problems with outbreak. Yeah, I agree.
Okay, thank you very much. We gotta ask ourselves.
What's happening?
If we cannot sexually reproduce without our bodies trying to terminate the baby on its own, we are not the same species. That don't mean we gotta fight, but we gotta question. We gotta start asking ourselves, where the fuck did we really come from, and who the fuck are y'all?